How's it? Welcome back to Bez's Garage. Things have quietened down a little bit in Bez's Garage. We've just about built the motor for my reboot mower. The motorbike's all ready to go for summer, once the summer comes along. So yeah, we're sort of running out of things to do. So what happened was a racing mate of mine gave me a call and said, hey, I'm running out of time to build myself a racing mower. Do you think you'd possibly give me a hand? And I was like, wow, not much else to do, so bring it on. So effectively what happened was last weekend he came round to Bez's Garage and dropped off a whole lot of stuff to me. So I'll show you what we've got. So the idea is I'm going to do another complete build on a different kind of mower, and obviously look at some other ways of doing things which will give you some ideas hopefully to make life easy to build your mower. So we'll start off with by looking at the chassis we've got. So down here we've got a kingkat lynx chassis which has been dropped off here. I've never built one of these, so this is going to be all new to me. It's going to be quite interesting and exciting. Rear ends there. So underneath here is a motor. So this is a 35 cubic inch motor, which means that it's going to be a class 3 mower. So we've got the motor and we've got the main chassis parts there, which is a good start. So the front end, obviously we're going to have to remove this complete front end and build a new one in there, which will obviously make it, we want to try and get the handling right for it. So, but if we come over to this side over here, what I've got here is, this here is a complete axle assembly that you can buy from Motive Parts in Taranaki. It comes with the four bolt hubs, the axle, the bearings, the brake disc, the cogs, another bearing, and obviously the nice one. So this is really a cheap way to buy the complete assembly. I'm not 100% sure what it costs. I think it's about 380, something like that. But that's a really good way to buy everything that you need to just buy it and bolt it in. I don't have to go through and cut any keyways. It's all there for me. So it looks really flash too. So that's probably going to be fit somewhere on here. Now what I've done at this stage is I've put 100mm blocks underneath here to sit the chassis up. That's about the height that I want to go to set the whole thing up. So it's sitting at the right sort of height at the moment, and we've now put the rear axle on there, so we'll obviously have to make some mounts to fit all in there at the right height. The other thing I'm going to show you is this right angle drive here. So this is called a T-drive actually, and if you want to know more about this, hit me up and I'll give you some information about it. There's a guy bringing these in. So this is like a right angle drive, but it's actually got a 1.9 to 1 gear ratio inside it. So we're going to use this to run on there. So obviously the input's going to be here. The beauty of this is it doesn't matter which way you want to run it off either side. It gives you the option to do that. So this is going to be the right angle drive we're going to use, and this is going to come in here somewhere, and we'll have to make up some mountings to fit that in there. So that's going to go in there, and then obviously the pulley and the belt will go down to the front there. We've got the rear guard here, so that obviously will sit on here somewhere. We've also got the centerpiece, this bit here, which sort of goes on here somewhere. Not quite sure how that fits in there, but we'll work that out. We've got a couple of nice wheels here. So bought brand new wheels. Obviously we're going to have to do some modifications to something in the back here. We're either going to have to lift the chassis up a little bit or cut some bits out to fit it in and sort out some sort of cover for the wheels, but we'll worry all about that later. So we've got rear wheels as well. We ended up with some other bits and pieces. So we've got a nice steering wheel. I don't know where that's come from, but we've got a nice steering wheel. We'll have to sort out how we're going to put that on there somehow. What else have we got in these boxes? We've got some old steering pieces here that have come off the old motor. We may be able to use some of those. I'm not sure. There might be some sort of way to put a link rod through to the front, but we'll see what we can use from there. We might be able to use some of those attachments there. We've obviously got the kill switch, which we'll need to put on the dash. So that's going to go somewhere nicely on the dash. There's the kill switch there, which we need. What else have we got in the box here? Oh right, yes, we've got some brakes. So here's a set of brakes, just the normal sort of pit bike brakes, single caliper on the back of here. So he's told me that he wants fit brakes. So we're going to obviously have to foot brakes on this side, but he's also said that he wants an accelerator pedal on this side. So he wants brake and accelerator pedal on the same side. So obviously we'll work out a way to do that. This at the moment is very narrow. We're going to widen it out so there'll be enough room to have an accelerator pedal and a brake on the same side. And then he'll be able to learn to drive it however he wants to do with that. That's about all in that box. Oh, another whole box of bits and pieces here. I've got a fuel tank, which is great because we've already got the return fitted on the fuel tank. So it means that when we run the fuel pump, we can return it back so it's not going to over pressurize into the carburetor. So that's obviously going to go somewhere in here. This one actually comes with a almost a pulley already made up, so that's quite good. So we can utilize that pulley, the double pulley, which will go underneath. So that's quite good to have it in there. What else have we got in this box here? We've got a bit of steering stuff. I imagine that will probably, I know we might be able to use that put through. So what I'm thinking for the steering is we'll run it down, we'll put a universal joint and drop it down into the bottom and then run it underneath like I have done on Billy Bob's mower. So we'll see how that works out. That's the general idea at the moment. We have a chain tensioner or something. Oh yeah, chain tensioner for the back for the right angle drive, so we can use that. That's quite good. We've got a, oh here we go. So they've taken out the ignition switch and the start solenoid, so we can use that for the starter motor and we can use the key to start and run the mower. So that's quite good. We'll utilise that piece as well. We have a chain, so we're running 4-to-8 chain here. Oh, it's a 420, but it's a 4-to-8 on there. Okay, so we'll sort out the chain. Now, the other thing that he had was these axles. Now, the thought was to make up an axle on the front there and utilise these rims here. These are just standard lawnmower rims and sort of put that through. So what I've been sort of looking into is I think there's a better way, an easier way to do this without having to manufacture a whole lot of pieces. So I've done a little bit of looking into it and I've come up with this idea. So this is a complete hub that you can buy. I'm actually getting these at the moment from Go-Karts Direct in Tauranga. So you can buy the axle with the 10-degree angle on it, buy the hem joints like this from Motive in Taranaki. It comes with a hub and a bearing all on it. And that's a really good way to get all that made for you. And then the other thing you can do is you can get these rims here, which are steel 6-inch rims, which bolt beautifully onto the hubs. And then you can fit your standard 15-inch tyre onto those hubs. What that's going to enable us to do is effectively just bolt this onto a front axle. We're going to have a bit of a play with this to get the Ackerman right, but that's not a major drama. We're going to be able to just bolt the rims onto here and make it without having to manufacture all these parts up. So I'll do a complete video on how to make the front end. That'll be the first video once we've sorted out how we're going to do it. But the idea is so that you can just buy parts off the shelf and you can make a front end without having to do a whole lot of machining and for hopefully for a reasonable sort of a cost. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. Now, looking in the box here, I think that's about all we've got in here that we can use. I think there was some bolts. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I think that's everything we've got so far. Just wanted to give you a bit of an overview. So this is turned up in here. We're going to go ahead and completely make a new racing lawnmower. And we'll just keep you posted with videos as we go along. I haven't built a twin before, so it's going to be a new one for me as well. Once we've done that, we'll have to do some tuning on it, just like we have to do on all the other mowers, to try and get it run better. But you know, I think this could be a bit of a rocket ship once we get it all up and sorted. So yeah, I've got to start doing some planning and get my act together and start working in the garage and have some more late nights. So until next time, Baz's Garage.